a lot of experts anticipate this to actually happen, but I don't think a lot of people thought it would. Juraj Slafkovsky goes first overall in the NHL entry draft over Shane Wright to the Montreal Canadiens. So we're going to do a quick career simulation with Juraj Slafkovsky playing on the Montreal Canadiens and see how he does. But very interesting. I mean, his potential is out of this world. This kid's 6'5", 220 at 18 years old. So, I mean, this guy's going to be an absolute menace on the ice. As a Sens fan, I do not look forward to playing him. But we're going to see in the long term if they made the right decision by going with Slafkovsky over everyone else in the draft. Shane Wright actually drops to number 4 overall to the Kraken. But we'll talk about Shane Wright later. Right now, it's Slafkovsky, the first overall's time to shine. So let's look at his stats. I just downloaded a random roster one. Superstar X Factor, 80 overall, listed as a power forward. First round, first overall, drafted by the Montreal Canadiens. Puck skills are all right, senses are all right, shooting's fantastic. Everything else is all right, but still just 80 overall, 18 years old. We'll probably do 5 or 6 years or so for his simulation here. We won't do his whole entire career, but we'll get a pretty good grip on his career. But yeah, he's going to be playing on Montreal first line with Nick Suzuki, who's a 90 overall, and Cole Caulfield, 86. So that first line looks absolutely deadly. Tyler Toffoli, they also traded for Kirby Dach, so added him on the team. Brendan Gallagher, and then Paul Byron, Christian Dvorak, Josh Anderson, Mike Hoffman, Jonathan Drouin, and Joel Armia. Honestly, with those 2 additions, their forwards look fantastic. They have no real superstar. I mean, you could argue Suzuki's he's basically there, especially at 90 overall, a medium elite potential. But definitely that first line is going to get really good, all medium elite players. So contracts might get a little bit tough, but that is what they got on offense. Defensively, they got rid of Romanov, so now they have Joel Edmondson, Jeff Petrie, David Savard, Norlinder, Gooley, and then Fairbrother. I don't know anything about Gianni Fairbrother, but great name. And then in nets, of course, they have Carey Price, only an 85 overall now on a pretty massive contract, so you're going to have to figure out a way on that. But basically what we're going to do here is I'm controlling the Ottawa Senators. I'm going to simulate year after year after year. I'm not going to touch Slafkovsky. I'm going to let it just go how the computer wants to do it, but we're going to kind of check in on him every year and see how he's developing. So let's get year number 1 underway. He's an 80 overall. Let's see if he can win Rookie of the Year. And let's do it. Year number 1, Slafkovsky. Let's get it. Slafkovsky's rookie season for the Canadians. They do miss the playoffs. 35, 36, and 11. Good for 81 points. Let's see how he did in the regular season, though. So we'll go to the Montreal Canadiens. So Suzuki leads the way with 72 points. Gallagher, Caulfield, and there he is, Slafkovsky. So he's grown to an 85 overall so far. 33 goals, 31 assists, +3 on the year. Only 7 power play points, so all that's coming 5-on-5. A pretty good year to start off, but let's see if he ends up winning the Rookie of the Year title. So let's see the entire league for scoring. Sidney Crosby leads the way, but rookie skaters, no data display. Okay, so is the awards up yet? So Anaheim wins the Stanley Cup. Individual awards, let's see who got it. The Calder actually goes to Peyton Krebs, so not going to Slafkovsky, but let's get into year number 2 here. In his second year, Slafkovsky stays an 85 overall, still playing with Suzuki and Caulfield. Looks like they got a couple new players here. They got Bedrich Gudis, who looks like he just got drafted 8th overall this year. So another super good player added to the team. And then Sean Farrell, who was drafted undrafted, so kind of just picked up by the Montreal Canadiens. Another good addition there. Ryan Poling, Gallagher's on the 4th line. This team's looking good. As soon as these 2 top 6 players get a little bit better, this team's going to be elite. But let's get into year number 2 here. Second year, looks like Slafkovsky will be tasting his first playoff action as they finish with 100 points, 45 wins. Let's take a look here quickly at the playoff tree. Montreal, they did make the first round. They lost in Game 7 in Round 2 to Toronto Maple Leafs, who eventually went on to win the Stanley Cup. But let's take a look at Slafkovsky in year number 2 here. Slafkovsky, 73 points. Not bad. Farrell, wow. he really dominated. He was an 81 overall in the beginning of the year, up to an 89, 40 goal scorer. Slafkovsky, 87 overall, so jumps up 2 points, 73 points in 82 games, 60 penalty minutes, kind of a goon out there. Suzuki, 100 points, but not a bad second year for Slafkovsky. But let's get into year number 3, where hopefully we see him crack that point per game mark. This line's getting dangerous. Slafkovsky up another 2 overalls, up to 89, Suzuki 92, Cole Caulfield 91. That first line's getting really good. Kirby Dach, Farrell jumps to an 89. Gudis, not as good as a year, but still pretty good. And then we got third line, Gallagher, Dvorak, Anderson, Robbie Fabry, who's new to the team, Poling, and Joel Armia. So they haven't had too many new additions. Defensively, this is what they're working with here. So a couple of changes, but nothing too extreme. Probably the weakest part of their team. But let's get into the third year of his career. Year 3 now in the books. The Montreal Canadiens are once again for the second year back in the playoffs. 99 points. Looking like they're playing Toronto in round number 1. The team that eliminated them last year. And Montreal takes out Toronto this year but falls in Game 7 once again in round 2 to the New York Islanders this time. Let's go take a look at the player stats and see how Slafkovsky did here. So the Montreal Canadiens. And he actually leads the team this year in scoring. 85 points in 82 games, plus 26. That first line really carried the load here. 15 power play points, and he is now up to a 92 overall. So this was his contract year, so it's going to be interesting to see how much money he makes. Let's find out and go into year number 4. It looks like some trouble in paradise here in Montreal. Slafkovsky has not come to a contract agreement. He's a restricted free agent. So don't know if he's going to play this year, but I'll simulate the year and see if he ends up signing with Montreal or if he ends up getting traded to another roster. But Slafkovsky, 92 overall, 21 years old. Let's see what he does here. I fully simulate the year, and it looks like Mr. Slafkovsky still has not signed a contract extension. So year number 4, he sits out. In his career here, though, we'll take a full career stats. 222 points in 246 games, plus 41. So, I mean, interesting. But in the TPS, he played 54 games and only had 15 points as a 93 overall. Interesting. Let's get into year 5 and see if he signs a contract here. After sitting out year number 4, Slafkovsky's had enough of the TPS league, and he is joining the Montreal Canadiens as a 94 overall. Let's see what the contract is. We'll take a look at his stats here too. So 5 stars for almost everything but skating a little bit slower out there. But his contract is 7 years at 10.38 mil 5. 10.385 mil, not 10.35 mil, whatever. But Slafkovsky, big deal here. So we'll probably simulate a couple more years, see how he plays in the prime of his career here. But he's gained 21 pounds. He was drafted at 220 pounds. He's now 241. So big contract for Slafkovsky. So him, Suzuki, and Caulfield, take it away. Let's see if you can bring Montreal the first Stanley Cup in Canada in forever. With Slafkovsky joining the Montreal Canadiens again, they do make the playoffs, but they fall in round number 1. It looks like they just lose every Game 7, unfortunately. But how did Slafkovsky play in his return to the NHL? And 90 points, so career year, 43 goals, 47 assists, 90 points, 27 power play points, but was a -4. So I think that's his best year, 90 points. So every year getting a little bit better, so 64, 73, 85, and I definitely lied about the Liga. That's his stats from when he was drafted, not from after. So he just took a full year off, didn't do anything. But not too bad. 90 points, getting there, and that was the 4th year for him in the NHL, up to 23 years old now, and he is now a 96 overall. Another year in the career of the Slovakian savage Slafkovsky, playing with Suzuki and Caulfield still. Doc still in the squad as well. Farrell, Gudis, Mysak, great name. Matt Duchene, Ryan Poling up to an 88 overall, which is pretty good. A good Kiviranta, Victor Rask, and then Dominic Bach to round out the forwards. Defensively, still nothing to write home about. Goaltenders, it looks like they got Use Saros and Lee Richmond in, but this is now year 6 of the simulation, year 5 of the career for Slafkovsky. So let's get into this and see if finally they can make it past that second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's like every year Montreal finishes third. Once again, they're playing Tampa Bay in the first round. Let's see what happens here. Well, Tampa Bay won the Stanley Cup, so I imagine they got first rounded. Here we go, and once again, a Game 7 loss for the Montreal Canadiens. They can't buy a break. They can't buy a break here. Let's go to the Montreal Canadiens. See how Slafkovsky played here. 93 points. Another great year. I think, again, another year where he sets a career high here. So 47 goals, 46 assists, 315 shots, 23 power play points. Not a bad year for the kid. Not a bad year at all for the kid, but cannot make it out of that first round once again. Another year, another chance for Montreal not to get first rounded here. Slafkovsky still at 96 overall. And I've decided we're not going to end the simulation now after 6 or 7 years. We're going to go till he's 30 years old, so kind of on the decline of his career. We'll get all of his good years in. But Slafkovsky up to a 96 now. Got about 6 more years in the simulation, so let's see if he can prove himself. Right now, he has 405 points in 410 games, basically a point per game, 217 penalty minutes. Let's see all of his stats here. Only 82 power play points. Face-off percentage, 41%. Not the best face-off taker. Does take away the puck more than he gives away, which I do love to see. And only 17 blocks. But let's get on with year number 7, maybe? Montreal wins the division this year. Let's see if they do get the President's Trophy. That'd be interesting for the first piece of hardware. Close. Not quite there, though. 112 points, second in the league. How'd they do in the playoffs? They did not win the Stanley Cup, but they made it all the way to the finals, but falling Game 6 to the Vegas Golden Knights here. Any awards, though? Let's see. Just go quickly through this. Shesterkin had a good year, it looks like. So nothing I see there, but let's go into player stats and see how Slafkovsky did. See if once again he increased his point totals. There it is. Every year he just gets a little bit better. 64, 73, 85, 90, 93, 99. 1 point off that 100 point mark, which will be a great achievement for him. 55 goals this year. First time eclipsing that 50 goal mark as well. Does he lead the team? Looks like Farrell led the team with Cole Caulfield, but a great season for him. And he is now 25 years old, 5 years left on his deal. So after this, it'll be 4 years. So let's keep it going. After losing in the Stanley Cup Finals, the Canadiens are back. 96 overall Slafkovsky. I'm not going to go too much into it, but look at this team. Absolutely disgusting. Let's see what they can do. Let's see what year it is first. Make sure I get that right. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 year off 7. So this would be year number 8 in the simulation, year 7 in Slafkovsky's career. Slafkovsky has achieved his first career hardware as the Montreal Canadiens do win the President's Trophy this year. 56 points, 119 points. Let's take a look. The Ducks, they won the Stanley Cup. And Montreal loses in Game 7. Wow, 3 straight Game 7s to Montreal. They won 2 of them, but lost to Pittsburgh, who absolutely got smoked by the Anaheim Ducks. Let's take a look at Slafkovsky here. See how he did for Montreal. So Slafkovsky, 118 points. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to beat. That's going to be a tough one to beat for him. So his career stats, he keeps progressing, but first time past that century mark, 55 goals, 63 helpers, plus 43. Great year from Slafkovsky, but maybe he won some hardware, though. Let's take a look here. Awards, President's Trophy, there it is, the Montreal Canadiens. And then there it is, Art Ross goes to Slafkovsky. Hart Trophy, Slafkovsky. The Lady Byng to Cole Caulfield. Anything else here? Slafkovsky for the Ted Lindsay as well. After his career year, Slafkovsky's back with Montreal with the same line mates. Looks like Quinton Byfield has actually joined the team and Dalton Crowder. Third line got a bit weaker, fourth line as well, but team's still looking pretty damn good. Defensively, they can definitely use an upgrade there, but let's see how they can follow up on their President's Trophy winning season. Montreal was close to going back-to-back President's Trophy, but not quite. They finished second in the league in, well, doesn't look like they won the Stanley Cup. They lost in round 3 for the second straight year to Philadelphia, who went on and won the Stanley Cup here. Let's go to Montreal and check out Slafkovsky. So a little bit of a step back this year, but still a great year. 103 points, 47 goals, 56 helpers, still at a 96 overall. Let's continue the simulation here. Come on, Slafkovsky. You got only 3 more years left to win a cup. Another year, everyone's still the same overall. 86, 92, 92. Let's get right at it. Another year of disappointment for these Montreal Canadiens. This year, they've made it to the second round and fall to the Buffalo Sabres here. And Slafkovsky, let's see if he's able to eclipse that 100-point mark again. He is. 52 goals, 115 points, one more than teammate Nick Suzuki. Let's see if he won any hardware here. We'll go to the awards. Just kind of do a double check here. Looks like they didn't win the President's Trophy. There it is. Once again, Slafkovsky wins the Hart, wins the Art Ross. Anything else here? Slafkovsky also wins the Ted Lindsay. So not too bad of a career so far. We're getting down to crunch time here, Slafkovsky. We got 2 more years to get this done. Everyone's getting a little bit older. Caulfield's getting older. Suzuki, Byfield's still on the team. Farrell's still on the squad. That third line and fourth line have definitely taken a hit due to probably the caps that these guys have. But let's see if they can do it. 2 more years. Slafkovsky, make your magic work. Another year of disappointment for the Canadians. Once again, they fall this time in round 1 to the Carolina Hurricanes. But let's see if Slafkovsky continues to dominate. He has 111 points, so a really good year. 58 goals, career high for him. Caulfield with 113, 50 goals. This first line really just does everything for the team. The second line's not too bad, actually. But that third, fourth line seems to be the issue out there. Yeah, look at that. Minus 23, minus 19. But, all right, one more chance, Slafkovsky. You got one more chance. Don't blow it. In Slafkovsky's last year of this simulation, it looks like he's got a new squad. Not nearly as good as the Montreal Canadiens, but it is the Vegas Golden Knights who signed him to an $18 million contract over the next 7 years. Crazy contract, but he's playing with McGrothry and Martin Nikas. So we'll see how he can do on that first line with his brand new team in his final chance to win the Stanley Cup. Let's get it going. In the last year of the simulation of Slafkovsky's career, he makes it to the round number 2, same area as the Montreal Canadiens' former team falls in, and he falls the Seattle Kraken, a battle of the expansion teams. But what can you do there? Let's see how he did for the Vegas Golden Knights. First year on the new team with the monster contract. 108 points in 82 games. So let's take a full recap of Slafkovsky's career in the NHL. So 900 games played, 1,059 points, 513 goals, 3-time Maurice Rocket Richard winner, 2-time Hart Trophy winner, and 2-time Ted Lindsay winner. Let's see if he won any awards this year to add to that collection before we finish off the career here. Individual Draisaitl looks like he had a big year. Anyone else here? So it looks like he does not get any hardware, but he's won it a couple times, so can't complain there. But that's going to do it for this video for Slafkovsky. Best of luck to him and the Montreal Canadiens. As a Sens fan, I'll be kind of rooting against him, but I'd like to see him succeed. Next up, we'll probably do something like Shane Wright, Logan Cooley, one of these other players that was drafted, Simon Nemec. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.